Knock knock. Who's there? It's me, the Black Swan. Bank VTB, please let me in. We don't want you here. Go away, the Black Swan. Knock knock. But I'm here, right at the door. I am here to stay. You don't have a choice. Okay, the Black Swan. Come on right in. But we'll paint you white and we'll tell everyone you're a Peking duck. Can you search Russian media and find the news that Russia's second largest bank, called VTB, is collapsing? You won't find anything. Because all the black swans are sitting inside VTB bank. They have been painted white and are sold to the Russian public as roasted tasty Peking ducks. Yet, VTB is being secretly bailed out. The line of Russian banks... please, forgive me. The line of Russian dominoes is trembling. Howdy, everyone. My name is Konstantin. Welcome to Inside Russia, where usual Russia is explained by the unusual Russian. As usual, you will not find here lies, propaganda, or BS. You will find instead truth, common sense, and logic, and some emotions too, because I'm a human being after all. And you will definitely find here some news you will not find anywhere else. Welcome. I have a question for you. What do you think happens when 5 large coal mining companies go bankrupt and close their doors unexpectedly? Not necessarily in Russia. Anyway, anywhere in any country. Who will notice? What if 5 large transportation companies with hundreds of trucks close abruptly and unexpectedly? Who would notice? What if 5 large sunflower oil processing companies and large processing plants facilities close unexpectedly? Who would notice? The answer is hundreds or a few thousand workers, perhaps, and their families. They would notice. The shareholders of these companies that go under would notice, definitely. The local tax authorities would notice. The suppliers who the companies owe money would notice, definitely would notice, and a few banks would notice. The banks who process these companies that go bust. They all would notice and move forward. Everyone in this chain who would be affected would be worse off, would lose money, but they all would keep on moving. And the next question, what if 5 large banks close their doors unexpectedly, let's say tomorrow? Who would notice? The answer is everyone. The clients would lose their savings. Regular people would lose their savings. Companies would lose their capital. The central bank of the country would be shelling out funds to cover up some losses. Bank insurance in the USA, it's called FDIC insurance. Other countries have similar tools. The central bank would definitely notice. Other banks who have deposits in the busted banks and the clients of those banks, they would certainly notice. In case 5 large banks shut down, there would be panic in the banking industry, well, in the society, really. And a chain reaction would start that could bury everyone along, both people and companies. You know what? It happens once in a while in different countries. We have seen that happening. Remember 2008 in the United States? Remember 1998 in Russia? Ooh, not pleasant times. It all starts with one bank, and fire spreads, I don't know, with the speed of light. Now, this is why the health of banking system in any country is super important. And in Russia, it's also super important. Any trouble in the banking industry instantly affects everyone. Everyone. Now, what do you know of a Russian bank called VTB? It's Russia's second largest bank after Sber. It's huge. 60.9% of the bank's ordinary shares are owned by the state, while remaining 39.1 shares are in free circulation. Counting preferred shares, including preferred shares, 92% of the bank's capital is under state control. VTB has subsidiaries or associated banks in many countries, including Belarus, Armenia, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Germany, Italy, Great Britain, and Cyprus. The bank's market capitalization as of April 2025 is 392.4 billion rubles. As of January 2025, VTB has 25 million individual and 858,000 small and medium-sized businesses as clients. What about bank's recent news? What's going on in the bank VTB? Well, some news have made splashes. News that some people see, and I definitely have seen that. Well, see for yourself. A high-speed railroad construction. Bank VTB is going to invest 400 billion rubles. That's roughly $25 billion. Oh, I'm sorry, not 25. $2.5 billion in high-speed rail construction and train development. Wonderful news. Wonderful, great news. And if you look for further news about VTB, you won't find much. There was one sale of a large company connected with a railroad, RZD, a railroad company, RZD, large transportation company. The amount of sale was undisclosed, fishy, and there are a bunch of experts who are employed by the bank VTB, so-called experts. They give forecasts about the state of Russian economy, the future of Russian economy, and so forth. That's what you will find in the news. But Russia is a very unusual country. The biggest and most important news aren't known to the public, or they actually aren't made widely available to the public. For example, the public doesn't know that, check this out, that to comply with liquidity standard of the central bank, VTB received more than 2 trillion rubles from the central bank of Russia in form of unrevocable credit line. The news appeared in media very briefly, and the federal media, the big media, has not mentioned it. Just very niche industry media So this news came widely unknown to the Russians. I mean, it's there, you can find it, but you have to know where to look. I saw this news in late December, right before the celebration of the New Year, Russia's big holiday. Russia's holiday season started, and they gave that news specifically in that time frame, so Russians wouldn't pay attention much. They had celebration on their mind. Okay. And on top of that, Dmitry Pyanov, the first vice president of VTB, commented. He gave such a complicated commentary comparing the central bank to the Catholic Church, so people would not understand what the news is about. We don't really get anything. We just pay so we won't get excommunicated from the Catholic Church. And then, things like that. I had to read the news a few times to understand. Now, why would such honorable, parentheses, but this high-ranked official of employee and executive of VTB, why would he say anything like that? Exactly for that reason, so people wouldn't understand. In reality, the central bank